Welcome to the Good Good podcast. I'm your host, Dee Talley, mama, licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, and embodiment coach. Here we dive deep into the realms of energy, consciousness, awareness, empowerment, and personal transformation to help you create a more vibrant and juicy life. Hello, my friends, and welcome. This is the Good Good with Dee Talley, and I'm your host, Dee Talley. Thank you for being here. First off, it's daylight, so that means that my kids are in school right now. And normally I'm recording at night after they've gone to bed, so it's kind of nice to record when they're not here. Okay, so anyway, first things first. Real talk. I just did a guided meditation with Joe Dispenza, and this is just one random one that I found on YouTube, and it's called Morning Meditation by Joe Dispenza. Okay, and this isn't a show on meditation, but I just have to say, just because I just did it, it's so fresh. Meditation is such a gift. It is such a gift to be able to get to a different level of consciousness. And in this particular meditation, it was an activation of the pineal gland. So basically, you're calling energy up from the perineum and holding it up at the top of the head, basically over and over and over and over. And then he kind of guides you through different prompts. I've done meditation in many different ways, guided on my own, et cetera, and it is just so profound. It is so profound. And I kind of think of it like a separation. It's like a separation of mind and body, but also a complete integration. It almost reminds me of like butterfly energy, where you're going to go into the chrysalis, you're going to liquefy, and then you kind of come out on the other side, a completely different form. And that happens over time. But also I feel like that particular meditation that I just did was so powerful that I feel like I open my eyes and I'm like, I'm a butterfly. I literally turned into a butterfly. That was crazy. I plan to actually do a show on meditation, so benefits of meditation, but I'm interested in being the voice to guide meditation. So anyway, playing with that, coming up with that should be very interesting. Okay, so story time. Okay, so I have a lovely, lovely patient who listens to this show religiously, and I love her for it. And we've worked together for many years, and she had a request for a show. So she basically has to undergo a pretty serious procedure where she will be traveling outside of the state. And it's a big surgery with potentially an intense recovery. And she said, I'm wondering if you would do a show on asking for help and how to give up control. And I thought, well, that's actually a really, really great idea. And we've kind of touched on a few things throughout the different shows, but what's interesting, and you might not have thought what I opened the show with has anything to do with this, but when I was in that meditation, I feel like a lot more was coming through around this show concept. So I actually wasn't going to do this particular show, but when I opened my eyes as a butterfly, I was like, okay, turn the mic on. I have to talk about this now. Okay, there's so many things to say. The first one is, asking for help is a gift. Asking for help is a gift. And this is a reframe. Asking for help might feel like doom to a lot of people. It might feel like this is the worst thing ever. Independent woman. We take pride in doing things on our own in the way that we want to do them, sovereignty, right? And asking for help is a gift. It's a gift for the person who's asking, and it's a gift for the person who's receiving that call for help. Why? Because our family and loved ones, they love us. They want what's best for us, and they're doers, right? We live in a world of doers, and people find comfort in doing. And I'm not saying this is as judgment. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just people, especially who feel helpless, right? Because you're going to undergo a pretty intense procedure, and your mom, your dad, your husband, your kids can't undergo that procedure for you, right? That's on you. That's on you. That's your experience. That's what you will be going through. But they can take those sensations of feeling uncomfortable or helpless or fearful, and they can transmute that energy into help for you. Whether that is household tasks, whether that is cooking a meal, whether that is going to grab you a glass of water because you are recovering in bed, whatever it is. They can transmute that energy, that feeling of discomfort for them, their own selves, by doing a task. And it might not even be doing. It might be just sitting with you or holding your hand. But it might be a way for them to feel more comfort. So it is a gift. It's a gift for them. It's also a gift for you because you have to focus on what you can control, right? And recovery and healing and being really kind, patient, and having a lot of grace for yourself are the things that you can control, right? And I feel like we live in this matrix, right? Where we have all of these things that we need to do every day. And it's like, don't let your life blow up if you don't get the dishes done, or if your hamper is full of clothes, whatever. It's like we have these preconceived ideas that if I don't get my tasks done every day, my life is going to blow up. And, that's just simply untrue. So in the grand scheme of things, I mean, yes, there are certain activities of daily living that we need in order to survive. Think basic needs, right? Food, water, connection, right? So those are the things that are at the top of the list. Those are the things that are at the top of the list. But the extra things, the household tasks, the vacuuming the living room, that is not priority number one. That is not priority number one. And you get to make a list of all the things that you need done or that you wish to be done, and you get to rank them. What is actually necessity? Because I think we have this tendency to make these huge ass lists of stuff. And most of the stuff we don't even get to, and then we feel bad because we didn't get to the things. It's like, okay, what are the things that actually need checked boxes? What are the things that are of most importance to you? Okay. And it is a gift that the people that love us can help us while your job is to heal and recover. Let's talk about energy currency, because this is the theme, right? You have a choice. You can spend time in worry, which is an investment in a problem that you don't have. You can be concerned for your loved one. You can say, well, you've got other things to do and you don't need to be helping me. No, right? But what's happening? You're hemorrhaging the energy that you should be using for your own healing on things that simply are not of your control. All you can really do is ask for the help. If a family member or if a friend or whatever says, no, actually, sorry, I can't, that's on them, right? Or if they say yes, but you're like, oh my God, they said yes, but I don't know if they really want to do that. They don't have the time. They don't have the money. No. It's like, that is simply not yours. That is simply not yours to have. You're not responsible for the emotions or the actions of others. You're not responsible for feeling their feelings. And you could spend a whole lot of energy worrying about them. Like I said, hemorrhaging energy that you should be consolidating, that you should be holding, coveting for your own healing. So that is the choice, right? How do I want to do this? How do I want to relate to being, I'm an independent woman, but I really need help right now. Okay. So you also you get to ask for the type of help that you want. Now, do you want to split hairs and be super specific? This is how I fold a towel. This is how I need you to put the toilet paper on the roll. If that feels really important to you, I'm not going to say no, but is it really important to you? We have to pick and choose what our priorities are, right? And so how I would view it is, wow, all my towels are folded and they're placed in my laundry basket and they're being put away in the closet. That is a win. Is it going to keep you up at night to think about, oh, it's not quite folded the correct way? I don't know. That's on you. You get to decide how much you want to split hairs over it. But the reframe is putting gratitude on, wow, thank you. These are folded. This task is now off my list. I'm super grateful for that. Thank you. And keep it moving, right? Keep it moving. But taking your precious energy and consolidating it into the things that you can control, which is your rehab from the procedure, which is your basic needs, is priority number one. And I'm sure that, and if you don't believe me, if you were to go through the list of people who are helping you and asking them what is most important to you, their answer is going to be that you heal and feel well, and that you are able to undergo this procedure and it's going to improve your quality of life, and that you're able to move forward in a way that is healthy and healed and feels good to you. They are most concerned for you, right? So you should also be concerned for you, right? Borrow their energy of concern for you. Put your focus on you. All the extra stuff will be accomplished. And if it's not accomplished the way that you want, then you're able to ask how you want it accomplished. So next is control, giving up control. I think about this in birth and death cycles. Okay. To give up control, the version of you who is clinging to the outcome has to die. The version of you who needs it to be a certain way has to die. And the birth, obviously, you can't have death without birth. The birth is the version of you who is open to every possibility. So I feel like control is the same thing as beginner's mind. If you put your control and you say, hey, it has to be done this way, you then close yourself off to all of the possibilities of the universe, which our minds can't possibly fathom all of the possibilities and the infinite magic of the universe. We can't possibly fathom that. So by saying you do it this way, you close yourself off to all of the other magic and all of the other options, right? So I feel like control feels like a bit like expert energy. If you're an expert and you're set and you're no longer a student anymore, and your brain pathways are closed, you are set. I was going to say stuck. You are stuck, essentially. Because you can't possibly fathom the infinite magic of your life that's always working out for you. Your life is always working out for you, right? So, birth and death of self. Now, when I say that, don't get freaked out. What I'm saying is not death of big self, like death of body. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying version of you who feels clung to the outcomes of things needs to no longer be. Okay. and birth of you, gracious and open and consolidating energetics for yourself is born, right? So control is actually extremely limiting, even though in our comfort zones, our brain thinks, wow, this is really comforting. It's comforting to see patterns. It's comforting to have, okay, if this, then A to B. But unfortunately, that closes you off to it being just so. There's no other options. We can't open our minds to see the possibilities of anything. The other thing I want to say about control is when you try on control in your system, and seriously, do this. If you close your eyes and you feel control, say the word, feel it in your body. What is the energy? The sense felt energetics of control for me in my system, right? I'll talk for myself. Feels really, I'm gritting my teeth right now. It feels like a fist that's closed and that's squeezing in on itself. It feels like a sensation of stuck. It feels like closed. It feels cold. It feels, right? And we go back to the framework of a hell yes in your body and a hell no in your body, and the way that you make decisions, right? And we've talked about this too. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. It is a conscious choice to decide. Instead of feeling that energy, instead of feeling that stuckness and that discomfort and that squeezing and that teeth grinding and that teeth clenching, we can make a choice for a different outcome. Now, the other thing is, and for you specifically, you know, this is a season of life. Not even a season, maybe. This is a blip in terms of the whole trajectory of your life, right? And when we are in something intense, we often think, and our brains often think, that this is just the way it is. This is how it'll be forever. I'm never going to be able to do the things that I need to do for myself. I'm never going to be able to cook a meal for myself again. We get stuck. We're so zoomed in on the moment that we neglect to zoom out and to see that even though it feels monumentally huge when we're in it, the only thing that stays the same is change, and that it transitions. It transitions. So this period of discomfort is hopefully a short one for you, right? It's hopefully a short one for you. And in the grand scheme of things, the discomfort of asking for help and of giving up control is a practice and is a tool that you can use for later. But it's also for a short time. So it doesn't mean you'll never have independence again and you'll never, do the things that you need to do. But it is important to have grace and kindness towards yourself. You can even put your hand on your heart and say, oof, I know how hard this is for you, self. I can feel your discomfort. You don't want to ask for help. I can feel that, and I understand, and I see you, and it's okay. You can talk to yourself in the way that your parent might talk to you, and to give yourself that grace and to say, wow, this is really hard. It's hard, but you're going to do it. You're going to keep walking forward. You're going to put your focus and your intention and your energy on healing. I'll tell you another story. So the one season of life that I'm thinking of for my own self is when I was postpartum with my first kid. And any first time mom will tell you that you're fucked up. You're fucked up for that first one for many reasons. One, birth and death, right? So when a baby is born, a mother's born. So you have this death of your non-mother self into the birth of mother. And that, for me, for first kid, was a tumultuous, horrendous, sensation in my body was horrific. I think it was more so for the first than the second. The second, you just kind of know what's up and are less anxiety, less worry, less strife over the details. Or maybe it's just practice of giving up control. And the first time around was a really, really big practice in that. But I remember my family members were over all the time, and they were bringing food, and they were helping, and they were cleaning, and they were, holding the baby so I could shower, and they were doing all the things. And I remember actually crying in my bed, and I was crying, and my sister came upstairs, and she laid in bed with me, and she said, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? You just need to be okay." And I was so fucked up that I couldn't even really articulate what was wrong. But to me, what was wrong is the things that we're talking about. I had to ask for help, and I had to give up the control of wanting to do it all by myself, because I do identify as a very strong, independent, fierce, fiery woman. I resonate with the badass bitch energy. I do. And to me, I thought that badass bitch energy is independent, hear me roar. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. And actually, through that experience for myself, what I realized is I need you, and I need you. And there was a moment where I came downstairs and I had been crying, and I turned, oh my God, I'm going to cry about it right now. I turned, and I have this bulletin board in my dining room, and I turned my head, and my mother had written, she wrote, "You're doing a great job." And I turned and I looked at that, and I was like, holy fuck. It was everything. It was everything. So it wasn't just help folding the towels. It wasn't just help doing the dishes. It wasn't help just bringing a meal over. It was help in reminding me that this is a season of life, and that it's not going to be here forever, and that you're doing the best that you can, and you're doing a good job. And that experience, I still obviously have a tear about that, because my mom maybe didn't know at the time how much just that note would impact me, and still impact me to today. And so that was a great reminder of, actually, it's a balance. And badass bitch, independent, control, all the things, you have to have both. You have to have both. And being able to soften that control and accept that help, and accept the note, and accept the words that she was saying to me through the note, which I looked at every single day when I was nursing this baby, and she was crying, and I felt like I was a failure, and I felt like I couldn't do the things that I need to do for myself. I could hardly wipe myself. I was bleeding golf ball sized clots. It was a mess. I felt like a mess. But I looked at that note, and I remembered that I'm doing the best that I can. And actually, it was a reminder that my focus should be on me and this baby and not on all the other shit. Yeah, it was a really powerful experience. And then, second kid, you kind of are like, okay, I've been through this. It's a little less scary. There's still death and birth. There's still death of mother to one, birth of mother to two. And I still felt it. And there was still resistance. There was still kind of a kicking and screaming that went on for me. But it was shorter and it was less scary because I'd done it. I had done it before. And I got to tell you, I've been recording this for almost a half hour now. And there has been a cardinal that is hanging out on a branch right by my hedge that has been staring at me for the entire half hour. Who are you? Oh, it's my grandma. Okay. I asked and I received the message. Oh man. Yeah. I'm looking right at you. She knows. Anyway, so asking for help is a gift for you, a gift for your family, gives them a sense of purpose, helps you put your focus on yourself in healing and caring for all the things that are most important. And giving up control is a death of self and a birth of new self, right? And it might feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's okay if it feels uncomfortable. The most helpful thing that I could say is soften. Soften when you feel that sense of, oh, I need that control, or judgment of self. Oh, well, I can't do this and this for myself. I feel like crap. Soften. This is a season of life. It's not forever. Zoom out. Have patience with yourself. Ask for help in the way that you want the help. And Cardinal's still there. The Cardinal will be there for the rest of the episode. Grams. Oh, I wish you would fly closer. Anywho, open yourself to the mysteries of the magic of the universe. And beginner's mind, always beginner's mind. And have you ever seen, so my kids act like the journey from the front door to the mailbox is like anything could happen. They could find a rock. Oh my God, Mom, look at this rock. Or a leaf. Or they could see a chipmunk or a bunny. It is like the most magical shit. Right? Because they have beginner's mind. They are like, the possibilities are legitimately endless. That is the type of energy that I seriously strive for. Because how much magic resides in the look of this rock, or seeing this bunny hop into the ditch, right? Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.